Welcome to World Cinema Reviews. This is your host, Frank the Vamp. Frank the Vamp's still sick here, but I'm still doing the reviews because I love you guys and because I just gotta keep going, man. I'm comfortably in bed. I got my Bloodstone pillow, so so you guys know that I'm continuing my Hammer reviews of the Dracula films. And we're gonna move on to the third film tonight, which is Dracula Has Risen from the Grave, made in 1968, directed by Freddie Francis, starring the awesome Christopher Lee, of course. But now he's alongside as Rupert Davies as Monsignor Ernest Mueller. We have Veronica Carlson as Maria Mueller, and we have Barry Andrews as Paul, and Ewan Hooper as Priest. So we still are not back to the golden movies of Hammer where Peter Cushing plays Van Helsing, which is totally my favorite. But this particular film is actually pretty damn good, and I'm gonna tell you why. Well, first of all, after the pretty cool ending on part two, you know, seemingly Dracula is done for, right? But the legend of Dracula remains pretty strong, and people don't even want to go to mass because part of the shadow of Castle Dracula actually shines down on the church, and people are freaking afraid of Dracula so much. I mean, it's taboo. So, so Monsignor says, "Oh, that's BS. I'm gonna make sure that this thing doesn't happen." So he's actually gonna go to Castle Dracula and seal it with a cross, so it will be forever blessed, and Dracula can never return to it. And as we know, there's no spoilers here, but I'm not gonna tell you how the Dracula met his demise on part two, but Monsignor is accompanied by this priest that kind of has lost his faith and he's really afraid. He's deadly afraid of Dracula. He doesn't want to get anywhere near it. Unfortunately, when they're climbing to the long, long ass way to Castle Dracula, he suffers an accident, cracks his skull, and some of the blood somehow finds himself in Dracula's mouth, reviving him. However, the Monsignor has already done that. Uh, you know. That how do you call it? That procedure, the ceremony to actually seal Castle Dracula. So Dracula is really pissed off because hey, you know what? I can't even come down to my own house. Go to my coffin, and so he's about to take revenge on Monsignor, and Monsignor actually has a beautiful niece that's dating this guy, and yeah, that's where the plot is going. And that's where I'm gonna leave it. Things that work for this film. Definitely, I love the roof ideas because they kind of like because there's kind of this forbidden love. That's another thing that I like, by the way. This love between this guy who's no longer a Catholic, and he's kind of an atheist now, and he's really smart, and he's dating the daughter of the niece of this Monsignor, and he doesn't approve, and that kind of like creates a big taboo in those times. And that's kind of neat because that type of relationship wasn't very common on movies, so that's good. That's a plus. But I love the way that she sneaks out and goes through the roof. So we get a lot of action on the roof, and I like the painted roof things, and I like Dracula fighting on the roof, and communicating through roof, and that's pretty clever. That hasn't been done before in Dracula films, and I really enjoyed it. I enjoy the interaction. I enjoy Christopher Lee coming back to having freaking lines, man. There are not very many, but he looks more menacing than ever on this one. I love it. He's pissed, and it shows. I love the freaking priest that's kind of a traitor serving Dracula. and well, he's not really a traitor. He's just deadly afraid of him. So he does whatever he's done to keep his king alive. And I love freaking Monsignor. He's a good adversary for Dracula, and I really like, it shows clergy in a different way, shows them evil and shows them good, and shows them fearsome and fearless, and it's just even though there's no Van Helsing, there's a lot of things working for this film. Like I said, uh, you know, it goes more brutal. It's bloody. Shows some the well endowed wench. She's a treat to watch. Yeah, this is cool. Good old Hammer. Good old movie. In fact, I like it better than the Prince of Darkness. I'm gonna go ahead and give this movie uh, a B plus. I really enjoyed it. So it's a worth watching. Of course, I really recommend you watch this one. It's really cool, really good acting, really nice ideas introduced here. I like Freddie Francis' direction. I think originally it was gonna be um, it was originally going to be done by Terrence Fisher again, but I think I read in some notes that he got sick, so Freddie Francis stepped in, but he does a fine job. So great movie. So I hope you appreciate this video. If you've seen the movie and you like it, awesome. Tell me your thoughts if you liked it, if you didn't like it. Anyways, we continue with the Hammer series with the next installment. See you next video. Subscribe, 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 and take care. Good night.